it's Victor from SALApersonaltraining.com. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about stretching and then take you through a stretching routine that you can do after your workouts. So stretching is quite important to do after your workouts in order to help your body recover from your training sessions. Also just to relieve any tension in your muscles as well after your workout. So it's actually quite important to do. And quite often what we tend to do, especially if we're short on time, we'll do our workout and then just neglect our stretching and just head off with whatever we need to do. So I'm going to take you through a routine which is quite simple. You can add that onto the end of your training session. It takes about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to talk you through each of the stretches which I recommend are good for you to do after your workout. I would say hold each stretch for about 10 to 15 seconds or so and then move on to the next stretch. So the stretches I like to start on the ground with my lower body. So I'm going to come into a calf stretch. So just going to come into an inverted V position, and then I'm just going to take one foot across the back of my ankle and then just push the heel down in towards the ground. Okay, so with this stretch, I'm stretching the calf. So again, just holding that for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then we'll change over onto the other side. Okay, so that was the calf stretch. Okay. So that's probably a more advanced calf stretch that you're used to, and it's really good for getting good length into the calf. So I'm going to take you onto a quadricep stretch. So the quadriceps are the muscles at the front of the upper leg. So you need to lie on your stomach. Just rest your forehead on one hand, and then take your ankle in the other hand. And then you just bring the ankle in towards your hips. At the same time, making sure that you're pushing the hip down in towards the ground. So we're trying to avoid any space being created between the hip and the ground. So pushing the hip in towards the ground, taking a hold of the ankle, holding the stretch on both sides. So 10 to 15 seconds on each side. So from here we're going to come onto a hamstring stretch. So this involves lying on your back. And from here, extend one leg up in the air. So you can either take a hold of the back of your thigh or the back of your calf, whichever feels most comfortable, and whichever allows you to keep your head down on the ground. So you'll take a hold, so if need be, lift the head up to take a hold of the calf, and then bring the head back down in order to hold the position. So keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to maintain the length through the back of the legs. So you're feeling the stretch through the hamstrings, through the muscles of the back of the upper leg. Okay. So make sure you even up on both sides of the stretch. Okay, so we're going to go into a glute stretch now. So this is quite an important stretch as the glutes get quite tight, and so it's quite a good stretch to do, this particular one. So you need to take your ankle across your knee. You're going to bring your leg up off the ground and then bring your hands behind your thigh. So in my case, I've got my right ankle across my left knee. I'm going to put my hands behind my left thigh. And I'm just going to gently bring the left knee towards my chest, so just to increase the stretch on the glute muscles. Okay, and then coming on to the other side. So this is an area which people tend to get a lot of time in, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting, or you run a lot, or you cycle a lot. It's quite a good stretch to get done. Okay, next up, we're going to come into an inner thigh stretch or abductor stretch. Just going to place the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to fall out to the side. And then you should feel the stretch in your inner thigh. If you're quite tight in your inner thigh, you might find that your lower back tends to lift up off the ground as you do this stretch. Really focus on keeping the lower back down in a neutral position in order to feel the stretch through the inner thigh muscles. Okay. So from here I like to then come up onto my hips. So with the hip flexor stretch, just going to take a step forwards with one foot. I'm just going to tilt your pelvis forward so you create some length through the hip to begin with. And then you bring the arm up on the same side. So in my case, my left arm up overhead. I'm just going to lean over to my right a little bit just to increase the stretch. So if that feels too much, you can always come back to just this kneeling position. I'll just show you from side on. So quite often with the hip flexor stretch, what you'll find is that you'll come into this position in order to get that hip flexor stretch. But what you tend to do, or what you'll find, is that you're compressing your lower back. So the idea from here, just to tilt the pelvis forward so there's no compression in the lower back, you're keeping the length through the hip flexor, so already I can feel a bit of a stretch. And then in order to increase that, I'll just lean over to the side to take that stretch a bit deeper. Right, so those are some lower body stretches that I've just kind of taken you through. Just going to come on to some upper body stretches. So first one is a shoulder stretch. So you're just going to take your arm across your body like so. And then with your other hand, just going to place it just above your elbow. And then you're just going to lightly draw the arm across your body. So we're stretching the deltoids, the muscles of the shoulders. So just lightly take the arm across your body. Just be aware of rotating into the stretch. So staying square through the stretch, just taking the arm across the body, holding that for 10 to 15 seconds, and then doing the same on the other side. So as you hold for 10 to 15 seconds, you should feel that the tension, the stretch starts to ease off as you come to the end of that time period. So I'm going to take you onto a chest stretch. So what I like to do is to have my hands like so. I'm just going to bring the hands to small on my back, so my hands rest small on my back like so. And then from here, I'm just going to draw the elbows in towards each other. Okay, and so that increases the stretch across my chest. Okay, so as I'm doing this, I'm focusing on drawing the shoulders away from the ears, avoiding being hunched up. So keeping the shoulders away, controlling the movement, drawing the elbows in towards each other in order to increase that chest stretch. Okay, and then the last stretch that I'm going to take you through is a lat stretch. So the muscles that sit, big muscles in your back that sit to the side. So this involves placing your hands together like so, and then reaching up overhead. So keeping the length through the arms. Again, being aware of the shoulders hunching up, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears to get the stretch. So this is quite important also then just to change your hand position, so just to take the other hand on top so you even out on both sides. So you go through that stretch. Okay, and release. Okay, so that was just a quick stretch routine, just to give you some few ideas for the different stretches that you can do. As I said earlier, it's very important to make sure that you stretch after your workouts. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, feel free to email me on victor@salapersonaltraining.com, or you can follow me on Twitter @VicamPT. Drop me a tweet, any questions you may have. Okay, thanks for watching.